Hello, welcome to the Yellow Submarine, your dedicated Beatle channel. Please make sure to like the video, hit subscribe, and that notification bell to get notified whenever we release a new video. About 60 years ago, the Beatles appeared on stage at the old Las Vegas Convention Center's Rotunda. They did 2 shows, and all these years later, those who were there still remember that night. The unrivaled kings of the 60s British takeover may have only stepped foot in Las Vegas together once, but that single day still changed the Sin City entertainment landscape for the better. 2 of the best PR men in Las Vegas, Herb McDonald and Stan Irwin, arranged to bring the Beatles to Las Vegas in August 1964 to perform. The Beatles' single-day visit was an unforgettable moment in Vegas history that changed the future of Las Vegas entertainment. From the screaming fans to the sold-out shows, Sin City had never experienced anything like the height of Beatlemania before. Most casinos turned the Beatles down. When the Beatles were first planning their 1964 tour and reaching out to casino owners, they were turned down by pretty much all of them. Looking back on it, seems like a massive mistake. But remember that before they played on The Ed Sullivan Show in February 1964, the Beatles' American invasion hadn't fully taken hold yet. Even after the TV appearance, the Fab Four were still mostly known for the thousands of screaming teenage girls left in their wake. Thinking that this was the band's only fan base, casino owners didn't believe that their desired clientele of older gamblers and high rollers would be interested in them. Luckily, the Sahara had an entertainment director who knew how popular the band was overseas and saw the possible value of bringing the Beatles to Las Vegas. So they took the leap and booked them for one unforgettable day. Well, I knew who the Beatles were, so I said yes, but it's going to be too big for just the Sahara. I'm going to put them into the convention center. Milton Prell, the owner of the Sahara, says, "Well, you're the director, you direct." And I said, "I'm bringing the Beatles and I'm putting them in the convention center." Hotel Sahara and Stan Irwin proudly present the Beatles. And when I put them into the convention center, I split the convention center into segments: Flamingo, Frontier, Desert Inn, Thunderbird. And I called all the owners. And I said, "I've reserved seats for you for when the Beatles appeared here." Not one of them understood it or wanted the seats. I was told that the convention center seats 7,000 people, but I put people behind them also. And I did 2 shows in one night. The first person to ever do that with the Beatles. And I sat with 8,408 people at each show. The top ticket was $25 and the average ticket was $12.50. They, the other hotel owners, didn't know. They didn't know who we were talking about. They had no idea what the Beatles were. You know, they could have been bugs as far as they were concerned. Again, I think it was my younger age that kept me aware of that which was going on in the entertainment field. Now it's about a week and a half, 10 days before the Beatles are coming in. Every hotel owner called, "Do you still have our seats?" That's because the nieces, nephews, and children of the top gamblers wanted to see the Beatles, and this was an ideal place, and they were going to cater to them. If I weren't brought up the way I was brought up, I would have charged $1,000 a ticket, and I would have gotten it. And the place, of course, filled up. And if 2 events ever filled, entertainment events ever filled the convention center at that time, one was Leonard Bernstein and the New York Philharmonic Orchestra, and the other was the Beatles. We knew the havoc that would be there, so we had the Beatles land on the sidings of McCarran Airport. We picked them up into the limos, police escort into the Sahara, up into their suites on 1 floor. We blocked the floor with security, the floor above and the floor below. So a lot of these stories about girls getting in and all, that never happened. But it was a great promo. Every one of the Beatles was a gentleman, same as Elvis Presley, who stayed at our hotel prior to performing at the International, which is now a Hilton. True to their mark, wonderful, gracious gentlemen. We put the Beatles into the convention center. The Beatles were the first arena show in Vegas. The original plan was for the band to perform in the Sahara's 600-seat Congo room, but with their popularity rising, the entertainment director knew that they would need something bigger. Much, much bigger. The largest venue in the city at that time was the Las Vegas Convention Center's Rotunda, that could seat about 8,408 people. They added a second concert to accommodate more visitors and priced admissions between $2 and $5, equal to an affordable $42 today. Nowadays, an unaltered ticket from these 2 concerts is considered one of the most valuable Beatles collectible items on the market, valued at about $10,000. Even a used ticket stub has a higher value than any intact ticket from that 1964 concert tour. The Beatles barely left their hotel room. The Beatles landed at McCarran Airport in the early hours of August 20th. surrounded by a riotous group of excited fans being kept at bay by a slew of police officers. The Fab Four were then whisked directly to their suite at the Sahara and didn't leave until it was time for their first show. The Sahara even brought up a few slot machines for the band to enjoy, and sources say that at least one band member managed to sneak out of the Sahara to explore the city's other casinos. The Beatles' Vegas concerts were short and wild. The convention center, packed full to the brim, was ready for the show to begin, or at least as prepared as they could be without being an actual concert venue. Between the low-quality sound system and the thousands of screaming fans, the band was completely drowned out. After their second 30-minute concert of the day, the Beatles' Las Vegas visit was over, and they flew out of the city less than 24 hours from when they had landed, never playing together as a band in Las Vegas again. These rock legends would visit separately during their solo careers, the most recent being Paul McCartney with his Freshen Up tour in 2019, where he played at the T-Mobile Arena. The Beatles in Las Vegas now. Their legendary concert at the Convention Center and their North American tour in general showed the value of massive live entertainment venues. Vegas is now a hotspot for massive headliners and superstars from all over the globe that perform at multiple arena spaces like the Coliseum at Caesars Palace, the T-Mobile Arena, and more. Though the Sahara no longer has any Beatles memorabilia from their singular stay, their suite was on display until 2011. Imagining them filled with the sounds of fans deep in the throes of Beatlemania. Thanks for staying to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons. Goodbye and see you on our next video.